The earbuds and headphones don't work. It feels way too weird. Dude, whoever was on this last one, who used these ones? They also, this, dude, whoever used these ones, like, somehow made a mess. Also, I literally can't hear myself because I'm wearing earbuds. So the volume's very different. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A different start to usual. Trying out earbuds, but these earbuds really don't work with these headphones. It's actually quite annoying. So anyways, we got earbuds on this time, but they really don't work with the headphones. I think these earbuds will work when we don't use the headphones or the mic. Because right now, the earbuds are the earbuds are terrible with the headphones. Without the headphones, the earbuds are fine. But now, with the headphones, the earbuds are terrible. Because these headphones squish these earbuds directly into my ear. And I mean, of course, these earbuds are connected to my phone to make things more interesting, but this ain't gonna work right now. Especially since today we're not running or walking fast because we are nowhere near digesting any kind of food today. Because we ate a very large dinner literally less than 6 hours ago. So we are full and we cannot run or walk fast. And these earbuds aren't gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is just take them off because I'm not listening to anything and maybe we can talk, have a conversation again. But right now, yeah, let's take these earbuds off. They're annoying. I'm gonna have to pause this for now and we'll redo it. Much better. That is so much better without the earbuds. So I guess earbuds are only a scenario where we're only the only ever scenario we use the earbuds is when we can't use the headphones, which is like during running or maybe faster speeds. But I think those earbuds would definitely help me with the boredom later on. But today we cannot go fast because I will literally get sick. Oh, not sick, but we are full. And yesterday's calories, I have absolutely no idea. So today we're gonna just basically assume that we ate. I think we ate enough protein yesterday. So today we are simply going to. Hmm. Maybe I'll just eat a banana, or maybe just like rice, just carbs. Okay, we're gonna walk at like a slow speed because yeah, we can't really. I don't think we can really walk at 5 speed today. We're quite full. So yeah, the reason why we are not the reason we're not really on further down that way is because someone left their phone there charging. I don't know how. Someone left their phone charging over there, and I'm not gonna bother touching it. And these two ones to my left are like covered in sweat, and I'm not really in the mood to clean them. Anyways, today's golden hour is extremely different. Uh, Matter of fact, it's just me and this one other guy, and that's it. Oh yeah, today's the 1st of January, but it doesn't really matter because it's not like these videos are posted on the same day. They're posted on in advance. So on the 1st of January, you guys will be watching like the 30th of December. Beats me. I don't really care about the special dates or not, but I mean, I guess today is slightly different considering that we are full of food, so we really cannot run or walk fast, but that's okay. At least we can still move. At least the joints are fine, I reckon. Definitely haven't tried, but we are not going to try today. The earbuds will work in the future. It's just that when the earbuds are on, we were not going to be able to talk. We're not going to be able to talk, nor wear headphones. At least yesterday we made arc interesting. That was like literally random as well. Literally just unplanned, unscripted. It was not like my my arc series isn't even scripted. That's what makes it so special. It's not even scripted. Yo, we're just walking slow today. Not really much to talk about, honestly. So yeah, today's the 1st of January. Well, New Year's, but that really doesn't matter. I honestly don't see any. When would that matter? You know, 2026 though. I wonder what's gonna happen. Hmm. I think predictions is that this year, I believe assets will soar up a lot more this year, at least. Yeah. So if you have been investing correctly, hold on to your pants and yeah, stay safe out there, I guess. There's nothing really to talk about besides that in my ecosystem. Yo, they're making out. Hold on now. Sorry. Sorry, these dark dudes are straight up. Yo, hold on. Yo, hey, nah. Hey, nah, that's actual gay. No joke. Yo, what? No joke. These dudes on the world champion of darts straight up like kiss. Nah, that's hella gay. I ain't gonna lie. That was a very faggot moment right there. No joke. That was gay. Holy shit. Sorry, I am just flabbergasted at what I just saw on my screen. World Darts Championship. These the two players are straight up. This other player just straight up hugged the guy, but literally nuzzled the crook of his neck. That was ain't ain't no way that was normal. I refuse to believe that what I just saw was normal. That was the most gayest. That was really gay. No joke. Who the hell does that? Like I understand when you kiss each other's foreheads, right? But this guy straight up just went like down and nuzzled the other player's neck. Bro, that was hella gay. Nah, that was so gay. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Huh? Crap. What was I saying? I lost track because that was like the most gayest thing ever. Wait, no, I literally forgot what I was gonna say. That just caught me off guard so badly. Uh, I was talking about New Year's. Yes, the assets are gonna go up. So hopefully you guys invested correctly. Stay safe out there. This year has a lot of more things to come. It depends on your ecosystem, of course, but you know, I guess it's just there's nothing really different to a new year besides the fact that each ecosystem just gets 1 year older. So yeah, that means a whole new batch of students in each category, a whole new batch of students in primary, a whole new batch of students in preschool, a whole new batch of students in university, and then guess what? A whole new batch of people out of uni, a whole bunch new batch of people out of high school. Everyone just moves 1 year different. So yeah, really is just just depends on your ecosystem. Some things might be bigger for other people. Some things might be what, and that just really depends. But regardless of that, assets this year are gonna continue to go up, of course. Why wouldn't they go up? Money's still printing, by the way. It's like a parabolic scale. So the value of your money is just going to continue going down, and inflation is going to continue going up because your value of your money is just going to continue going down. I guess my advice to people, now it really depends on the ecosystem. But in my ecosystem, just do not hold cash. 2026, I would advise to not hold cash, especially not in a bank. Invest into something. Like at this point, you're literally better off just either buying gold or silver if you really are too stupid to understand cryptocurrency or to understand the stock market. At the same time, though, I wouldn't really dabble into the stock market. I would literally the only three assets if you're the same generation as me is very simple. Cryptocurrency, because that's gonna go mooning this year or next year. Well, regardless, it's gonna moon anyways because money's the money's never gonna just stop. Money's not gonna like money's not gonna you know increase in value anytime soon this year. That's obviously stupid. Not gonna work. Not gonna happen. So, if you're in my generation ecosystem, you're better off investing into cryptocurrency smartly, which is just the larger basics like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and perhaps certain shitcoins that have a larger set player base. Or if you want to be a bit more safer, it really depends, but invest into gold or invest into silver. Each asset has their own risks and reward. Crypto, you're not going to be tracked, but you also have the risk of zero safety net. All right. The safety net is what you create in your hands, so you determine how safe you want your assets to be. But at the same time, they'll get your crypto if they really wanted to. All right. But at the same time, your assets in gold and silver will be the exact same as well because when you buy gold or silver, if you try to sell that, you're definitely gonna get, I don't know, taxed or something's gonna happen, right? It's not gonna be You're not gonna get that money instantly, but you're definitely gonna at least get more money than putting into a saver or holding cash. But the risk is that someone can raid your raid your apartment and all that gold and silver is gone. The same thing for crypto. Each asset has their own risk and reward. All right. Each asset has their own risk and reward, and it just really depends. Honestly, in my opinion, if you really want flexibility, you're probably better off just going into cryptocurrency as the golden asset to choose between the three commodities or the three assets. Mainly because if shit goes wrong in your country, going to the airport with all your gold, you're gonna get scanned down because they're gonna see that you have. I'm not exactly sure, but definitely if you bring too much gold with you on the plane ride, you're gonna they're either gonna scan it and talk to you about it or something. I'm not exactly sure. If you have cryptocurrency, no one's gonna know because when you go back when you move country, you simply can just use B2B, I know P2P trading with a random person in that country, and now you have a whole bunch of cash on you. Super simple, you know. And yeah, so yeah, if you're my generation, just honestly, I'm not sure. I think you're pretty stupid if you don't know how crypto works. And then if you really don't want to learn crypto, that's not your risk appetite. Then look into holding gold and silver. Sure, the moving countries or selling the gold and silver for profit in the future will be a slightly different method, but at least at least your assets will be better than holding cash, which is just gonna decimate in your bank account. You know, it's not gonna gain in value. It's gonna continue losing value. And remember, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, or gold, silver, and crypto, they're not actually increasing in value. It's just because money's value is decreasing, so everything else goes up. And of course, if you're in a different ecosystem and you're in like property or something like that, then I'm not your guy to talk to because I have absolutely no idea how those things work because that is not my ecosystem to deal with. Property and stuff is all for the older generations. What else is there to talk about besides assets and how what's going to happen this year? Perhaps more control. Start saying farewell to, you know, if you're in New Zealand, start saying farewell to speeding. That is going to get tackled down very fast. Expect more control. Expect more matrix stuff. But again, it really is just risk and reward. You know, New Zealand this year is probably not going to change much. Again, this it's going to be quite different. This, okay, although this year is not going to change much, but as the years continue on, there definitely is going to be a change. But I think I've said this before in previous times. New Zealand's kind of already like what? It's already a diverse country. It's like already diverse, so it really doesn't matter. You know, no one bats an eye because I'm pretty sure I said this before, but I'm not even white. I'm Asian, so like those people on X saying how schools have like zero natives, right? I look at that and then I really don't care because if I really think about my years in primary school and high school, right? Literally everyone was like Asian already, or like black, or no, not black, but people were literally Asian. They were for like Filipinos. They were like white people. But no joke, if I really think about my high school years, I swear to God, everyone in my class was Asian. I'm not even kidding. They're literally like, holy shit, I can't remember. I can't think of any white people. That doesn't matter. Tribalism, tribalism, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Not my concern because that New Zealand's already gone past that kind of. Oh my god! Like who cares? It's only X and Twitter that care about that stuff. Well, I need to make sure I'm recording this because this is some valuable information I'm giving right here. No joke. I am recording. Good. So yeah, nothing really to talk about besides the fact that that is that's really the only things to talk about for 2026. Assets are gonna just continue going up, and the law I make will continue to go up. And this year, I expect myself to definitely become going onto Instagram soon. Gonna run faster as well. Yeah, so for today's breakfast, we're really gonna just cut the calories to like, not really sure. Definitely gonna eat some rice though. Well, I'm not really hungry. And we did eat some poison yesterday as well. But regardless, though, we're full. And drinking water's not really helping. Is there anything else to talk about? No. Can't think of anything else to really talk about. Yeah. Would I travel anywhere? Not really. There's nowhere to really travel right now. I'll see how the YouTube and Instagram era goes. We tried the Twitch area. We tried the Twitch era last year. It was decent, I would say. We had our extra hidden lore. Definitely was interesting, I would say. The Ark series will continue on. We've got a lot of things to do on Ark, considering that we still have so many new maps. We still got Aberration, Extinction, and Ragnarok. And then we've also got Ascended and Lost Colony. So pretty excited for those. Can you imagine that we still got like at least 500 years to go? So interesting, huh? I don't even know how many years we're going to be here for. That's why these Earth logs are going to be so interesting to watch back. These Earth logs are going to be very interesting to watch in the future. It's going to be very interesting to analyze as well. Very grateful that, or very smart that I do these Earth logs. See how it goes. Might be like in 100 years or 200 years, we look back at this and be like, huh, he was this crazy before? Yes. Yes, I was. Or even go to jail. Whatever happens, it is what it is. Prepared for any scenario. Jail, again, if it's jail, we really have to be careful of the sum of the five people we hang out with. So, of course, we'll try to get into solitude. We'll try. That's really about it. We're going to continue walking. I know today's arm day, so today's arm day is going to be very slow. We're not going to be doing the. We're going to be doing the cables this time. We're like probably 70 kgs today. No joke. Because we did eat rice in the morning as well yesterday, and we also ate that dinner at the end of the night, and we have not excreted anything. So therefore, we are definitely going to be at least 70 to 71 kgs. That's alright though, because I know how to handle that pretty easily. Just eat less today. Matter of fact, I might not even eat rice. Honestly, I might just go for something lighter, like milk, cereal, and not cereal, milk, muesli, and banana, or maybe even toast. Really depends. But yesterday's calorie was really is a bit too hard to measure. Majority of the calories yesterday are definitely from the chili oils, and definitely hot pot, those random hot pot kind of artificial meat definitely was poison to me. Shouldn't have, yeah. There's no regret though. It was my fault for eating it. But yeah, those like fake crabs and those like fake balls, you know, definitely were not good. Definitely ate poison. Maybe we just eat a banana. No, but these bananas aren't even organic. Organic banana is still preferred, but when it comes to just eating, I guess no, organic banana would still be my preference. Not gonna lie, organic bananas definitely would be my number one pick. Wouldn't really want to eat normal banana, not gonna lie. But again, I'm not. I'll probably still eat it though. Better than eating, you know, something worse, I guess. Okay, very slow walk today, and we can't even finish the water. That's how full I am. We literally cannot finish the water. That's how full I am. Oh my god, golden hour is looking very. Uh, golden hour is looking a lot more different than usual. So it gets. Sorry, I wasn't. I think I literally. Oh, my phone. I think I zoned out. I literally zoned out. That was the first time I literally zoned out. Deep in thought. Straight up zoned out. I think I was too busy thinking about the Arc series. No joke, I was literally just zoning out. It's all good stuff. We always do a little bit of zoning out. Uh, I gotta analyze where we. Yeah, it looks like we can do a switching over here. They finally moved this machine back to. They moved this machine slightly further away than usual. It's good. Yeah, we're full. Man, yeah, we're like stuffed. Sorry, the arm days, not really much movement besides the arms, so it shouldn't be too bad. Surprisingly, we're not actually like sleepy recently. It's been a couple of days since we haven't really been like tired, sleepy. I think it's because we've been actually sleeping like an hour earlier. I guess our body's adapted to. Well, actually, no, not really. To think about it, right? Our body never adapted it. It's just that previously, the reason we were able to wake up so early, no, the reason was because during uh during when we did the steer regime, I could literally fall asleep while I could like half sleep. I could like half sleep during the stairs, you know. But but now when we're walking, we're not leaning on anything. Walking or running, we're not leaning on anything. So therefore, we really cannot half sleep because we'll literally lose our balance. That's straight up the difference. That's straight up the difference. Skedaddle, skadoodle. Something, something. You're a noodle. What? The hell are you talking about? Shut up. I think this is like the best out of all the cables. Out of all the cable spots, I think this spot is probably the best because it's so isolated compared to like over down there. Only difference is down there is closer to the weight scanner, but too much traffic. Okay, I literally need to find everything. Where the hell is everything? Bro, how is this? Somehow this is so damaged. I'm not really sure how. Seems like these are taking abuse. So pretty much we just gotta drink all the water and do the triceps. Yeah, arm day literally takes the longest. We could continue talking about assets, but I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory at this point, right? You guys would understand. The lesson I taught you is that just don't hold cash. It's pretty simple, right? Now the secret to the assets is one thing you guys don't actually, there is one secret to the assets I haven't mentioned, is that holding the three assets I already told you guys about is one way, but there's also something different. You could also invest in yourself, as in, yeah. And when I say that, it doesn't mean like go out and like do dumb shit, but invest in something that I don't have a good example, but the water's done. I don't have an example, but there is like another asset that is no one really talks about because it's super ecosystem based. Like one water bottle's down, probably gonna be like 70 something kgs. So today we'll go light and probably eat under 1,000 calories because could not measure last night's calories at all. Probably ate again. It's mainly the oil that had the most calories. And hold on, shut up. It looks like golden hour is slightly different. Matter of fact, I think golden hour is going to get worse this following days. Yeah, the main thing we ate was the poisonous kind of artificial meat, artificial meat in the hot pot. That was probably the most poisonous things. But besides that, wow, I thought of something. I just forgot what I was going to say again. Yeah, golden hour is going to be different, considering that the following couple of days there are going to be the weaklings are going to start coming during golden hour, and then you know, as much as I say this, but first couple of weeks of the New Year's, or first couple of weeks on January is probably a lot of new people would come. I've seen it happen twice already. I've seen it happen 2 years. January is just a wave of new people coming to the gym with a routine and things. None of them make it. None of them. None of them make it. They try for the first 2 weeks and then they never come back. Got too hard. Didn't even stay consistent. Matter of fact, I haven't even seen regulars here for like a week straight, like 7 days plus. Sure, they're probably spending time with family, but how much can you, how much time can you spend with family? I always never understood that. Sure, go on holiday, I guess. We gotta drink the water. The only reason I was talking a bit quieter, but now we can talk. Hold on. Wait, the water. Is there really anything to talk about? Not really. I always said that word because, yeah, there is nothing to talk about. Okay, I need to stop saying that. I just shut up. Just be silent. I already told you guys that. Oh yeah. The fourth asset, it is investing in yourself, and that is it is super ecosystem wise. Okay, I guess I can give an example from my ecosystem. Would be would I would say definitely a camera. No, that wouldn't. Investing in yourself is really just spending instead of putting the asset in, putting your cash into like an asset like gold, crypto, silver, where it really just sits there doing nothing. There's also a fourth investment, which is an asset it's an asset to your own ecosystem. It may not correlate to any kind of money. Like it won't necessarily give you money straight out or like rise in value, but it'll help your character because it's like a video game. Let me explain to it be in more depth. Just wait. Wait. It would be investing in, so instead of, it's like a, say you got like what, $1,000, $2,000 during the Christmas or whatever, right? You could either invest into crypto, gold, or silver, yeah. But also you can invest that 2K into something called the fourth asset, which is investing in yourself. Which is example, perfect example, gym membership. That's pretty self-explanatory. You know, literally better off just doing a gym membership. It's much more smarter. So invest into a gym membership. That's one way of investing into yourself. Investing, okay, I guess I would give an example is that tripod you're on, Deep Blue. Investing into a tripod. I'd be like, oh, I could have put that. How much were you? Under $100 chump change into gold, but I got more use if I put it into this tripod. So investing in yourself is the secret fourth asset, but it is extremely, extremely ecosystem based. It's really hard to give you a proper fourth thing. That's why no one ever talks about the fourth asset much, because it is super, super dependent on your ecosystem. I mean, as much as Sensei says, his ecosystem, investing in himself was like recording himself buying supercars or going to clubs and shit like that. Your ecosystem might be different. Who knows? Your ecosystem might even be to, pay for your university degree. I don't fuck knows. Your choice. Your choice if you want to pay for your university degree. That is your ecosystem you chose. I'm not. I don't care if you say that it was your parents' idea. Blah blah blah. No, it was your idea. That comes into a topic of university and stuff. Sure, your parents can influence you to a degree, but it's ultimately your choice. Who's gonna stop you? That is always one thing I always talk about when I talk to people. Who's gonna stop you? I always say that to some students who doubt themselves about who's gonna stop you? Who's gonna stop you? What, the police? No. Who's gonna stop you? Like who's actually gonna physically stop you? That is one thing I always tell people. So who's actually gonna stop you? Oh, if I matter of fact, that gives me an hold on. I got some things to talk about. I got a grudge on that. Matter of fact, I remember a man. I'm gonna say his name because he's a G. But hold on. I remember this really cool guy in high school. He was super based. Super based. I remember he taught me something. No, he didn't teach me, but like I just hold on. I'm gonna say his name though because it's so unique. He was a unique man, and I don't mind saying his name because he probably wouldn't mind. Yes, there was this man. His name was Ezekiel. I remember him in high school. He was in my class for a couple years. Based. He didn't teach me something, but he definitely said something to me that made me really thought a lot. It was really simple. This guy, he always came late. He actually bunked. No, he always came late to like form class, right? The beginning of the morning class, which honestly, if you think about it now these days, was useless. Just just to keep the students in check, right? But he never came to them. He always skipped it. But since during those years, in high school, you stick with the same group of people for like a couple of first years or so, form class, right? He would always skip and get like detentions and late. And I remember talking to him about it, and he was like, our teacher, Mr. Criswell, he was also like, he gave this guy so many detentions because he kept coming late. He's like, oh, third time being late, detention. But then the teacher stopped giving him detentions. And then I talked to Ezekiel about it once under the stairs, like chilling, or in class or something. There's this spot at the school, it's like under the stairs in the mornings, chilling. Like the group would demand him. The group of form class boys would just chill under the stairs. It was chill. We all just chilled under the stairs and just talked. It's like anyways. He told me something really interesting. I was like, yo, Ezekiel, you always get these attentions.
And he's like, I never go to them. I'm like, what? What do you mean by that? And he's like, oh yeah, I've got plenty of detentions, but who's gonna stop me? I'm like, huh? And he was, I guess that's not what he exactly said, but he definitely was like, I keep getting detentions, but I just never go to them. During lunchtimes, he never goes. After school once, he never goes to them. And I was like, oh, so you never go to those detentions? And he was like, no. They keep chasing me, but they never, after a while, they just stopped chasing me. It's like after like what the fifth one he skipped, or he just kept not going to them, right? And what they're gonna do to him, you know what I mean? And he literally was like, I was mind blown back in that time. I was like, what? So you just skipped you skipped the detention? And he's like, yeah, I skipped the detentions. What are they gonna do about it? I'm like, oh. And he's like, yeah, even the teachers would come to him and say, like, Ezekiel, come to the detention center. And then he would be like, sure. He follows the teachers, right? And then he just walks away. I'm like, wow, that's pretty smart. Yeah, who's gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop him? I was like, he was super, super interested. Like that was mind blowing. He's like, yeah, who's gonna stop me? I'll just skip the detentions. Who's gonna stop me? What they're gonna do? Expel me? They're not gonna expel, because obviously, the school's not gonna expel you for missing at detentions. They're not gonna lose a slave just because he skipped the detentions, right? They're not gonna lose a student just for that. And he's like, yeah. So I keep skipping detentions, and then they just stopped giving me sus. And it's kind of like, and what's interesting about school? He's like, they threatened to suspend me, and then I just say, oh, sure, suspend me then, and free holiday. I guess it's the same kind of mindset with sensei when it comes to jail. It's like, yep, put me in jail then. What? Just what? You free food, free water, free roof, free rent. Okay, put me in jail then. Ezekiel was pretty smart. Yeah, I remember that. He was like, who's gonna stop me? Who is gonna, like, literally, who is actually gonna stop you from not going to detention? And what they're gonna do? Expel you? You're right. You're right. They'll expel you. They want you to stay in school. Why the hell would they? Matter of fact, then that comes to the other topic about, you know, trying to get out of school, right? It's like school system would be like, they want to keep you in school, right? The school system, they want you to be in school. But the fact is that you could easily get yourself expelled. And then now that gives you a permanent blockage from going to university. And they don't want that either. It's such an interesting topic. Now I think about it, right? It's like the school and government want you to go to school. They want you to go to university, right? But then if you get expelled, then you can't go, and then now what? That was actually one of my secondary plans, by the way. If I mean, look, if you really don't want to go to school, you could easily just not go to school. There's so many methods. Just stop going to class. What are they going to do about it? And then what? Expel you? Okay, cool. You just helped my plan. So, oh, and then if your parents threaten to kick you out, then just leave. You got to be the A side of everything. That is actually the secret. You need to be the A side in life. You need to be the character of your life. You need to be the A side. 100% you got to be the A side, and you got to be the character of your ecosystem, character of your life. That is how you do it. You can tell that I know this because you have to be the A side in everything. Every single relationship, got to be the A side. I don't need you. You need me. I don't need you. I could fuck everyone else. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need anyone here. Don't need anyone. I could just go and leave. I could go somewhere else and just, you've got to be A side. A side in everything. I do not need you. You need me. That's what Sensei teaches, and it's pretty damn good. Because once you start thinking like that, you become pretty cold and ruthless. Something bothers you, gone. B A side. Don't be the B side. Never be the B side. Beta, simp, cuck. Okay. Remove the simp and cuck, but you know, bait like subordinate. You gotta be the A side and everything. Gotta be the A side. To a degree, of course. I mean, of course, like when you're like a police officer or something, and different ecosystem, different scenario. But I'm talking about just A side in general. Gotta be the A side. You got to think about it in school, university, groups, cults. Do you really need them, or do they need you? Who needs who more? Who needs who more? That's how you break the matrix. Go to university. Who actually needs university? Or like, okay, it really depends on the ecosystem, right? If you don't need university, then you're the A side. But if your goal is to really become like a doctor or something within something gets gatekept, university is the gatekeeper in those jobs to a degree, and kind of government stuff, right? Makes sense. If you really wanted to become like a doctor or some kind of something that required the government and university, then you're gonna have to become the B side. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be a good boy. You're gonna have to be a good girl. You're gonna have to study and work hard, get your grades, and become a doctor. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with becoming a doctor because ecosystems, there's no light without dark. Someone has to do something. So as much as I could talk shit about university, at the same time, it's good for the world because if it's just it's not black and white, it's gray, and it does matter to a degree. Actually, matter of fact, I will talk about this. Hold on, dude, I'm talking so much. Ecosystems and everything really matter, and it's quite a nice balance when you think of things from both perspectives. Let me tell you another story. Let me tell you another story, another glorious story. Since I always talk shit about like gays and stuff, or like people that work in the hospital. I guess one thing that I definitely saw that was interesting was why I think a couple weeks ago, months ago, Grandpa was like struggling, had to call the ambulance and stuff like that, right? And then there were two ambulance workers. They'll both with the pride badges on them, right? Man was gay, woman was kind and everything, right? But as I saw them treat my grandpa and like carried him to the ambulance and stuff, right? Being super patient, super friendly, super just overall. It's like when you really think about it, you're like, huh, that yeah, that's their job. That's the ecosystem. Good. It's like I couldn't imagine a more rough, a stoic dude doing the job. He probably would have just left my grandpa. He'd be like, "Oh, you're not cooperating, bugger off." But these other ecosystem people, the OG, the gays and stuff, right? They're super communicative, friendly, and it's like, oh, not bad, not bad. It's like, huh, couldn't have handled it. It's just like no light without dark. It's not black and white. It's just like everything fits together in the end of the day. So as much as I talk bad about university and stuff like that, end of the day it's still useful. End of the day we still need people to work at hospital. End of the day we still need the people to believe in a different ecosystem. We need a mix of everything, and that is where I come in as well. We need some anomalies sometimes, which is why I'm here. I understand my role here to be an anomaly because when there's too many, you just need a balance of everything. You need a balance. You need because there's no light without dark, and you need both sides to operate in order for a balance. It may always seem like it may seem like social media always puts things one-sided because that's their job, but it's overall when you look at it from a wider perspective, POVs, everything just balances out. That's life right there. Everything balances out. One country in the world's getting genocided, one country in the world is thriving. Balance. Except I guess humans still aren't really balanced though, if you think about it, because We are trying to take over absolutely everything in the universe. But I'm sure within the universe, humans being conquerors and expanding means that we are at the same time balancing something that we do not know of. We're balancing something that we do not have knowledge of, and that is what makes life so exciting. Because if we are going to conquer the universe and do something about it, wonder what the other side, what are we balancing out here? What are we doing? That's life. Super philosophical talk about balance, the yin and yang. There is no light without dark. And honestly, if I think about it, when it comes to the no light without dark, humans will thrive and animals will suffer. There is no light without dark. One side. It is what it is. That's the beauty of it, though. So, at the same time, that's why you could understand why in these movies you see species that are not human try kill humans. It's because humans technically are cruel. But since I'm a human, I do not care. Because I am tribalistic in species. It's the only thing I'm tribalistic at. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Oh my god, I have to drink the water. I have not drank the water. GG. I need to find a. Matter of fact, this looks pretty stable. I'm just gonna move the tripod when I'm done with the triceps. Save myself some time. The other cable machine's all set up, and plus, golden hour right now is no one's here. Matter of fact, no one is here. We got this whole place to ourselves. Huh. Oh my god, the water. Completely forgot about the water. I was so busy talking that we completely forgot about the water. But anyways, look. We have this place to ourselves. Hello? 0. No one's here. Look. Look, no one's here. Nobody's here. It is just us alone. No one's here. Golden hour's, what, 3:30? No one's here. Okay, well, anyways, we still gotta work out there. Regardless if no one's here, it's not a very exciting thing to be. It's not a very eventful thing, let's be honest. We've been in gyms by ourselves with the premium gym, so it's not really a big deal. But you know, this is much larger. Like probably, I would say 3 times the size, 4 times the size of the premium one. Yeah, like at least 4 times the size of the premium. Matter of fact, I would say 6 times. If you include the roof, 8 times. Because the roof at the private gym was like half of what this place is. So technically, this gym's 8 times the size, maybe 6 times. I would say 8, 6 times. I could see it split into sections. One, ching, chong. Yeah, I would say around 8 times the size of the smaller gym, which is actually quite crazy if you think about it. And no one's here. Where is everyone? Are they celebrating New Year's? Or they're all asleep? Whatever the case is, it is not my concern. Well, I was talking about something. God damn it. Crap, okay, we're going crazy. Going crazy. Wait, what was I talking about? Ecosystems balance, humans, assets. What, investing into yourself? What am I going to call this title of this video? It's got to be something like, I'm just going to say 2026. 2026 assets. That's probably the title of it. It's pretty simple there. Invest in yourself. Gold, crypto. silver, maybe stock. Yeah, probably would avoid. Probably would avoid. Uh, I have absolutely zero idea. Literally have zero idea. Wait, what's the? I'm lost. Lost the train of thought. We're talking about assets, and then we started talking about humans. We started talking about yin and yang. I might not even call it a video. I might just call it 2026 yin and yang. And you know what? Fuck the date. I don't give a shit if it's 2026 or not. Who cares? It's just yin and yang assets, or just assets, or yin balance. Maybe I was talk. Maybe it's the yin and yang. Maybe I call it that, or just assets. I don't really know. It's a mix between the two. Oh yeah, we're talking about like who's gonna stop you and stuff. Yeah, I can remember now. We talked about how I was talking about how if going to university is your choice, not your parents' choice, because you have the ability to change your path. You cannot blame your parents. It's up to you. You know. I guess to a degree, yes. No, it's not. Oh no, it does. It really just depends on you, honestly. As much as you can blame it on external forces like your parents, your schoolmates, the things you consume online, it honestly is just your choice because to a degree, yes, your parents, school, whatever you consume online helped, you know, made the decision for you, right? But at the same time, it is really your choice. You just need to break. You just need to get a good mindset. You really just got to get a good mindset. Sure, to a degree, yes, your parents. Really, you just got a choice. If you have the right framework, you have the ability to change your life. You have the ability to change your path. It is all up to you. It's super simple as well. Just people. I mean, again, you have to remember that my perspective is that I'm already an anomaly. Your perspective might not even be that. But from my perspective, we are a anomaly. So therefore, I already knew that was the thing. You just have to go through life. Have to go through a lot of it. That is why I started doing these Earth vlogs. Just in case anything happens, we know what we could talk about and what we could revise on and things like that. Any events, so forth. Lessons we learned. However, most of my lessons I learned before are vlogs. Lessons that shaped me. Betrayals, events, scenarios, ecosystem changes, ecosystem explorations. Gone through it all. Not all, but gone through most of it. Became an anomaly. Literally gone through Sensei's era change as well. That definitely hit different. Sensei's era change. Everything. Everything. One thing though, if you're young and you're watching this, I would try. It, it can come naturally, but it could also be forced because it's up to you on what you want to do. But become a creator. Do not become a consumer. But again, ecosystem and balance. If all of you became creators, then who's going to consume? You know what I mean? So again, that just shows the balance. You need some consumers in order to have create. You need create. Okay, both sides cannot work individually because you can't consume anything if there's nothing to consume. And technically, you can create things, but oh well, exactly that literally just pinpoints to my talk about being the A side. Always be the A side. The creators. If you're a creator and you're an A side creator, you don't even need consumers. If you're a creator by heart, you don't need consumers. Like look at these uploads for example. They probably don't even have a fan base yet, except for my grandparents. Shout out to Gong Gong and Papa, of course. But what I'm saying is that you got to be an A side because an A side creator doesn't care about the amount of viewers he gets. It doesn't matter about the money he gets. What matters is that he creates. He creates because he creates. He doesn't need the consumers. I don't need viewers. I don't need a fan base. I can still create. Like I can still create videos and upload them for the future. Like I'm still winning regardless. But for a consumer, if there's nothing to consume, what the fuck are you doing then? You got nothing to consume. So you need both sides, but theoretically when you look at both sides of creator and consumer, creator would always be the upper A side to a degree. Because you can still create content without the consumers, but just that the consumers will help you create. There's a very big difference. But at the same time, you just need both. You need consumers, you need creators. Too many consumers, there's nothing wrong with too many consumers. But then you need creators. But too many creators, well, there's nothing wrong with too many creators either. It just really depends. Damn, we are on fire today, talking about so many things. Maybe because I'm alone. I tend to be the best when I'm alone with my just a camera. I tend to talk the best when I'm alone. No one's here. This gym is to myself. I can speak louder. I can be me more. I guess that's what happens when I do these, especially when I do the ARC videos or streaming when I'm alone in the HQ. I tend to do the best when I'm alone in the HQ. I think it's because I just not exactly sure why. I think it's just because it really is just my world, you know. But then when someone's inside the HQ, I don't really go too crazy because I prefer to be in solitude. That is perhaps why I like isolation to a degree. I like being alone because I can talk more. People think I'm not really sure about the ecosystems, right? But people would say being alone. Perhaps it's because in my previous years I've just been my ecosystem's just so based that I don't need validation or happy feels from anyone else. I've My ecosystem's broken past that. Don't need any of that. Don't need social interaction. I don't need it. I don't thrive on it. But I understand there's some other ecosystems. Some people you need a balance. Blah blah blah. I understand that if you need social interaction, that's your ecosystem. Oh, I have to talk to people. Sorry, there's some students in the campuses that say this dumb. That's not dumb, because I have to look at it from both perspectives, right? But when I look at it, I'm just like, okay, sure, whatever. But I'm gonna end up mocking them right now. But they say something like, "Man, I can't stay at home all day. I gotta go out to society. I'm a go to cafe. Put my laptop at the cafe and do my work at the cafe. I love the environment, man. They got my expensive, got my coffee, got my little croissant, put my laptop on the table, or just work. Man, I love it. Right? Well, that's your ecosystem, my friend. That's your ecosystem. For me, personally, I would just stay at home. Like, why would I need to go to a goddamn cafe? What? For what social interaction? Water's done. But yeah, we were basically on fire, talking about so many things. Because we were like literally alone, and it was pretty good. We could finish the water. We finished the water, so we could go check the weight. Probably like 70 something kgs. We'll check it later, because some guy just came in. So, should I re-talk about assets and talking about yourself, or investing in yourself? I would say cameras, but cameras are definite. Cameras are a definite asset to invest in. But the thing is, everyone here has already got a phone, so technically you can just start recording, and you don't actually need. You do not actually need to buy a proper camera. You literally can just use your phone. Honestly, I think the best setup I would say, if you really wanted to start out as a creator, really think. Matter of fact, you don't really need much to start. If you got an iPhone, you got an iPhone. Or like, if you got a phone, you got a phone. You don't even need a mic, like me. You could literally just use the thing. I would say it depends on the ecosystem and content you want to create. I understand the anon creators as well, to a degree. But we are hitting a. Oh yeah, 2026. We are actually. Okay, shut up. Who gives a fuck about the year? But we are. I would say we are. How do I say this? You know, AI and stuff, right? But truthfully, the smart AI is already up. Like, you guys think AI is like increasing, but to be very transparent with you guys, the talk about AI is very simple. They already have more advanced things than you know. The only AI kind of what the only AI things no, the only AI upgrades are just what they allow to release. AI is already a lot smarter than you think. It could already do a lot of stuff. Like people talk about how Sora AI was like internet breaking. They had that thing years ago. They're just releasing it to the peons slowly. But in reality, AI is already significantly smarter than you think. That is why these Earth logs exist, because I understand that completely to the heart. I understand that the world's AI is already more advanced than you could ever think of. It's kind of like think of it like a video game. The developers have already got the update ready to go. They'll just slowly release it. It's kind of like a manga or a movie creator or just a producer. They already have the episodes and storyboard out. They're just slowly releasing it. So when you think about it, when it comes to AI, same analogy. They already have the advanced AI. They're just slowly releasing it to the public. It's far more advanced than you think. So much more advanced than you think. I don't think you guys understand how advanced AI actually is. Yeah, I think my analogy of a producer, a show, or a creator releasing episodes, that is a good analogy. Like a manga creator has already got the entire storyboard out. They just release the episode slowly. So that is the exact same for AI. They already have the entire base system. I mean, they already have a really smart AI. It's just that they slowly release it to the public, like episodes to a series. As expected, 70 kgs. As expected, 70 kgs. I expected that 100%. 100% expected that. So, yeah, we are talking a lot today, huh? Absolutely. This is like I think it's because the past few days we have been very silent. Definitely at home, I have been definitely at HQ. I have definitely been more silent, especially in the arc. Like I'm pretty sure I went on a strong 10-hour, or like not 10 hours in like a day, but like consecutively like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. But all those arc episodes was just me being silent because I just haven't been talking. But I guess today we really get to talk a lot, and that is who I am in reality. I talk a lot. In private, perhaps I'm quiet, but wait, no, did I just say in private I'm quiet? No, in private I'm loud. In public I'm quiet. I'm just really hard to talk to in person. You really have to hit me with like an interesting topic, or you're not gonna get me. You're really gonna have to hit me with a very interesting topic. You're literally gonna have to hit me with an interesting topic, or I'm not gonna talk to you. Like small talk is the worst for me. I really can't do. I can do small talk, but really just depends on the scenario. I can small talk. I can easily small talk. I know the skills. It's very easy. It's just that when I have something a different purpose to do at the time and you're not a priority, then I don't give a shit. It's like small talk with a cashier. No, I don't. I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to buy my stuff. You're not my priority. But again, some people's ecosystem, their priority is they buy something just to talk. But for me, I am not there to talk. I'm there to buy. A big difference. Ecosystem and personality. That is a very clear thing. Some people literally just buy something just to socialize with the people there. But for me, when I buy something, I'm literally there to just buy. I don't give a shit who. I don't give a shit. I'm here to buy. That is the purpose I'm here. Matter of fact, I am so logical and straight to the point. Is that I literally would do research on what I need to buy first and just get it. Like before I even go to the shop, I will literally research why I'm buying this tech. Why am I buying this item? I don't really lounge around and look around. Only on occasions. I guess to a degree, supermarket, maybe. Maybe because in the supermarket, I don't mind browsing around because I'm looking for poison to avoid or foods that aren't poison. That's okay, but example is like Bunnings, right? What the hell am I browsing around for? What do I need? It's like really depends. And then also it just depends. Like small talk when it comes to like cashiers is like, oh, I think one thing is gas stations. Oh man, I'm here to get gas. That's it. I don't give a shit. I don't care about your day. Don't talk to me. I'm here to just get gas. And then that's why you probably wonder why the moment 24/7, cashierless gas stations appeared. I just use those. Plus they're cheaper. I mean, not like money matters, but the the pay and pump is so much better. It really just depends. But socializing, some people buy stuff just to socialize. Like straight up, people buy coffee at a cafe just to socialize with the cashier, the barista, or whatever. Some people go to buy drinks just to socialize. Some people eat steak. It really just depends on your ecosystem. But for me, it's like I don't give a shit. But then I also understand small talking. Example example small talk I practiced on was when I was at the pier, right? If you guys saw that video, at the pier, met I think his name was John. I met that John dude, chilling. I had to basically use small talk to just keep things a bit interesting. I mean, I'm not really. Is it selfish if I say this? As a kind of dog, but oh, that is kind of. I wouldn't say like selfish, but definitely the reason I small talked with them was so I could borrow or use their bait. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Not really. I mean, of course we had a good talk and stuff, right? But At the same time, if I didn't talk to them, I wouldn't have been able. I wouldn't have one. If I didn't talk to them, I wouldn't have been able to stay at that spot. I would just be a burden, and I wouldn't be able to use their bait because I would be a burden. But if I talk to them and just chat, it's like, oh yeah, be a chillin'. I provide them with attention and conversation, and they provide me with this spot, provide me some bait. Overall, balance it out. I can talk. I can small talk. Really just depends on the situation and scenario. But yeah, it really just depends on the scenario, situation. Really just depends on the situation, scenario. But I am not introverted. I choose to be introverted. I can be as extroverted as you can imagine. I am very, matter of fact, when I was younger, I was a very, 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 very large and big one. Large and big, but large and big in extroversion as well. I was an extrovert. I think I was always an extrovert. I just chose to be an introvert during my final years because I had to in order to complete the goal from Sensei. But yeah, I could be stoic. I'm a mix. I'm an anomaly. I could be both sides. I can be both sides. I can be an extrovert when I want. I can be an introvert when I want. I do not crave human social, so because I don't need them. They need me. So, do you understand the framework I'm telling you? I can be both. Really just depends on the scenario. Really get like if it's like a person I really really dislike or something, I'll be an introvert. But, mm, oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Mm. If it's someone I want to like get to know, I'll be like asking him questions. If I want to know something, I'll ask questions. I remember like talking to like teachers. Bro, I used to talk to all my teachers, but it's only because I asked them questions because I wanted to know how shit their lives were. Sorry, that's a bit sad, but that's the truth. I talked to this bold man teacher once. I used to be really really extroverted with him at the beginning of like the year, but then I've turned into an introvert because I got all the information I needed to know that I don't care about him. And at the beginning, we had beef. Oh, not beef, but story was very extroverted to begin with. At the beginning of the year, talked to him, learned about his entire ecosystem, and then I decided I wanted to know anymore. And then he kicked me out, and I went to a different science teacher. Actually, no, he didn't even kick me out. He no, he straight up kicked me out. Yeah, kind of. Well, I chose a different topic, but I never did schoolwork anyways in the last year, so none of it really mattered. It was all strategic to just get out. I could have got out a lot earlier, but yeah, I've been through a lot. Been crazy. Being a good student, being a prefect, being a bad student. I've gone through it all. I've gone through it all. I've done so many things. None of it was recorded. I could only tell stories, but I have gone through. I've gone through a lot of ecos. I've explored all the ecosystems, so that's why I know. That's why my anomaly status fits because I've been through it all. Been both sides. I know how both perspectives work. I know how it works. Simple as that. Extroverted prefect to stoic, stoic man who doesn't care. Changed ecosystems and then learned how the world works. Learn learn how humans work as well. I have definitely learned how humans work with the help of AI. Yep, AI has definitely helped me with learning humans more. It's very interesting, matter of fact. Matter of fact, with I have managed to accelerate my knowledge. No, accelerate my, what do you call it? I would say just data or knowledge on all sorts of humans. It accelerates like years in, bro, I have accelerated years. I've like seen it all. Not seen it all, but experienced it all. It's actually kind of scary to think about that with AI, like 1 year of using AI for my certain ecosystem, which I can't really, I could say what my ecosystem is, but maybe you guys will figure out in the future on how I used it. But it definitely accelerated years and years of progress. Dude, it accelerated so many years of just knowledge. It's actually kind of scary because I can abandon and re-find a new one. It's pretty scary. I've gone through it all, tested all the ecosystems, tested a lot of things. And the ecosystem that I came with is the one I'm using now, which is content creation, Earth logs, just being you, A side. What else is there? What ecosystems are there? I don't. My ecosystem mainly avoids humans. Yeah, yeah, it mainly avoids humans. I would gladly take up AI droids and drones rather than humans. The thing is, because as an anomaly, it's hard because I could easily get people. I could easily get people, right? Humans. I can get humans. But then, since I'm an anomaly, I see both perspective and it's like slavery, kind of to a degree. It really, really depends. Because at the end of the day, it really depends. It's hard to get like a worker. It's hard for me to get a worker. Oh no, it's easy to get a worker, but POV e- 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 ecosystems, it just really, really depends. That's why even when it comes to doers, right? Sensei even says this, right? If you were the opposite gender, would you choose yourself? Would you? And then when I think about it, I'm like, no, because I would rather try be an anomaly and do something different. So no, and then you can't really get into the brains of what I do. You know, actually you can. With AI's help, you can easily see it, and it's pretty. I could see it from their perspective that it's pretty chill. You know, brain turned off, do this, do that, happy life, kids die, done. Oh, but for me, I'm not gonna die. I'm not allowed to die, so I got a different thing going on. Got a got a different kind of system going on here. So this video is just going crazy, hasn't it? I'm not even counting reps. I'm literally not even counting reps. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I felt I don't even know if I felt my bicep today at all. I definitely did, but well, I am feeling it right now. But just so concentrated on talking, it's insane. All right, think we're done here. We've exhausted. Well, I'm not done, but we have. We should be done. Not sure what this video would even be called, but this one's definitely a monumental. What do I even call it? Really don't know what to call this title because we've gone through so many topics that it's not just about assets, it's about just in general. But again, I don't really care about 2026 date, but to a degree, sure. Earthlog starts at zero again, 0%. Maybe I should call it 0% framework. No, but then that wouldn't make sense. Shit, I don't even know what kind of title or thumbnail I would call it. Well, regardless, I would probably just what would be more beneficial framework anomaly ecosystem yin yang balance. I'll probably just call it balance. Yeah. Or yin and yang. Yin and yang. Yeah, we'll do that. Yin and yang. Sure, the thumbnail is not going to be interesting, but definitely the title of the video is going to be interesting because it's going to be Earthlog 0. Isn't that great? Earthlog will start at 0. 2026 0. That surely would get whatever. Whatever. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. I think this is probably this is what happens when you're quiet for like a couple of past days or so. Plus a gym all alone to ourselves. I mean, sure, there's like one guy over there. He's a regular W. You know, he's a G. But yeah, it's pretty quiet. Think we're done here. Done chatting. Done talking. Yeah, that's really about it. Appreciate y'all, and hopefully this year we'll see what happens. Universe is the best of planners. Whatever happens, it is what it is. We control everything. We know what to do. This year, Instagram, yeah, we'll just continue what we do. The date really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Like fuck's sakes, you guys aren't even gonna see this video on the. Who cares? You guys see this in a. You guys see this. You guys will see this delayed anyways. So fuck off. Appreciate.
I couldn't.